What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Let's Play Wargame Red Dragon. It's been almost a year since I've fired up this game and gave it a shot. And that's mainly just because I got tired of the AI and the copious amounts of skilled players on multiplayer. So, to put it into perspective, let's look at my profile here. In multiplayer, I'm boasting a 9 and 24 win ratio with 2 draws. So, yeah, 25% victory ratio is not really a good stat, not one that I'm proud of. But yeah, so I stopped playing for a while, and recently got motivated to play this game again. So we're going to attempt to jump into a multiplayer game here and see what happens. Alright, well, it's been about 15 minutes and almost had a game going. Didn't work. Decided to make a new lobby. Nobody's followed me, so I don't know what to do now. So this replay here isn't even on the same day. This was, I don't remember, several days later. I never did find a decent game that night. I wound up just playing skirmish mode against the computer and then going to bed. So here I am with DJ93. We're going up against a fella named Blackfoot and T. Finelli. And I'm using my Chinese infantry helicopter armor transport deck. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Infantry, some helicopter support, a good selection of tanks, and a good selection of fighting vehicles to go along with the infantry. I'm electing for this battle here, my objective is to try and head over here, capture Alpha, hold it with just a skeleton force, really, nothing too major. Maybe get some recon up here in this region with some AA, and basically just kind of hold this point. This is a C reinforcement route, as you can see there, so we'll be able to call out some naval units. Didn't have a whole lot of points to work with to start off this battle. I think it was only 800 and some points to work with, so I'm just calling out some of my HQ-61's surface-to-air missiles. I think there's 2 missiles per vehicle, so I'm going to keep them supplied with these cargo trucks here. The infantry command is going to be moving over here to Anna. I'm going to garrison him in one of these buildings here just to hold that down. Bringing out some PHL 63s, my fills. These things are just totally invaluable rocket trucks. They really saved my ass a bunch of times in a bunch of battles that I've played. Really like those units. Bringing out some, I'm not sure if they're the, I have 2 different types of shoulder-fired surface-to-air missile soldiers. I'm not sure which one that is. And then in the back here we have some PGZ-88s, flak tanks, 2 units of them, some infantry, and these Z9As, I believe those are the, can't quite tell from this thing here, but I believe they are the air-to-air missiles helicopters. I believe that's what they are. I think I'm about out of points here. My opponent is going to go straight up the middle to center. Here we go. Battle's kicking off now. Or my opponent, my ally, is going to go straight up the middle to center, and I'm going to swing over here to Anna and then move my infantry into this dockyard complex, try to capture and hold this throughout the remainder of the battle. That way I'll be able to provide a crossfire as my ally pushes through the main town here in the middle, and then once I get up here I'll be able to provide ATGM fire and RPG fire across this road and into these 2 bridges that lead into the main town. So kicking it off now, I'm moving my guys over here, the HQ-61s. Oh, they have 4 radar guided missiles. Okay. Moving them that way, my Hanishi infantry here and their APCs moving into the main town. You can see my ally off there in the distance, landing his troops up there in the city. PGZ-88s moving up as well to support the main push. I was going to have them go around the flank as well, but I decided last minute to have them go up here to support the main push in case the enemy happens to send helicopters. So far, no eyes really on the enemy. We see some Avengers, but that's really about it. My Z9As, they have infrared. Each one carries 8 infrared air-to-air missiles, so they're going to provide air-to-air, close air-to-air cover for the ground forces. Moving up my Phil 63s into the wood line here, they're going to let loose a barrage on the enemy here in a second. Any second now. There we go. And we're just targeting the bridge and that area over there to try and catch something in the open. The rockets are napalm rockets, so wherever they hit, there's going to be a nice little inferno spreading. So pretty much blanketing this whole area with a napalm barrage. Very effective against infantry and lightly armored vehicles. Catching a lot of houses on fire. It's poor civilians, if there was any. Now my Hanishi finally arriving up here in this dockyard, moving the ZSLs, or is that Z5L? I really don't know how to say that, but moving these armored cars. Just a dumb recon here, moving these guys up to try to see if they catch eyes on anything. Oops. And my Hanishi now have taken up positions in the buildings here, and all is quiet. My my ally, you can't see the chat, but he made it known to me in chat he wanted me to try to go over here and see if I can capture Dimitri, because it doesn't look like the enemy has sent anything that way. However, we found a longbow, and too little too late. My Z9's going over here to try to engage that longbow, and their Avengers sitting there waiting for me, taking out my Z9 helicopters. But it looks like the Avenger managed to get himself blown up in the process by something, probably the ZSU. I have a recon chopper now moving in, M1. Or MI1, sorry. Trying not to get too close to the action there. Don't want to lose that recon chopper. So now that that's been spotted over there, I'm deciding bring some Z5s. There's Legion, I believe, elite commando infantry in those helicopters there, and some recon infantry as well. They're going to move around the backside of this mountain here and try to come around the enemy from behind, cut off their reinforcements. Oh no, that's right, that's not a reinforcement point. They're just going to move around here and see if they can get some ambushing shots on this bridge right here. Outflank the flank, pretty much. So the Phils, pretty much throughout this whole battle, they're going to be heading back and forth from the front lines to the rear, going back to my fob, getting more rockets, and going back up to the front and bombarding. Playing it very careful in the early goings of this match, because we don't really have eyes on anything. We know they have a command somewhere here in Elena, but we don't really know where the enemy is. Don't have any eyes on anything. Looks like they have infantry moving through the town over here, riflemen, so it's an American deck, as if I didn't know that from the Apache longbow. Bo Chong So's and Yo Chilang Days going up against the riflemen here. I really don't know what nation that is. I'm assuming it might be North Korean. Nice little firefight breaking out here. Moving up some more infantry now. I'm just trying to bolster my position over here. I want to make sure when the time comes for me to aid my ally, I'll be able to aid him. Around the backside here, we really caught eyes on something. We got a bunch of helicopters back here. Chinooks and Progs, Frongs, whatever. My poor transport helicopters not standing a chance against all those miniguns. Nothing I could really do about that. Getting that Z5 out of here. This has a command in it, I believe. That might have been the last of my Hinishi. I'm not sure. Not my Hinishi, my Lijan. I'm not sure. Either way, the enemy has landed infantry back here. It looks like, or maybe this is just a storage area for all the unused helicopters. Now that the rifleman has the rifleman's been deployed up here, I'm not sure. BTR-60s now moving up to support the firefight against the riflemen there in town, or maybe they're just parking there. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like the attack's finally beginning. Riflemen now pushing into the town, encountering my allies' Bochangsos. There's something out over here, J7. Tell me what he's going for. We got an F-16 block coming in now. Dropping bombs. Very nice. Sending some guys to the grave. F-16 block coming out now. Time to start thinking about moving my my HQ-61s a little bit further to the front. My enemy, or I keep calling him my enemy, my ally has a very strong forward position here. A lot of BTRs, a little bit of infantry now. These Bochangsos encountering the riflemen here up close and personal. Rockets incoming. I'm telling my my ally not to move his guys any closer, because I have rocket artillery now coming in to try and suppress at the time what I thought was an infantry push coming in from that flank. Rocket artillery not very accurate, but doing the job nonetheless. Just blanketing this entire area, trying to get that that Avenger out of there. He's driving the BTRs straight into the fire. No idea. Maybe he can get the memo. I don't know. Now we got some ZSLs with I don't remember the name of that, but these are my flamethrower infantrymen now, moving up to the front to help my guy out. And it's not so much about killing all the riflemen, and because their units are more expensive than ours. It's about getting our opponents to exhaust themselves, to use up all of their really expensive. Rifleman 90s are probably about 35 points a unit, and you got 4 of them there. Bochangsos probably aren't that expensive. So we're trying, or at least from my end, I'm trying to draw the infantry and the hard-hitting expensive units out and kill them. My Hinishi now, my Lee Ren recon guys getting some crossfire now, finally. Pinning down these riflemen. They're stunned. They're all panicked. It's a really big crater, so I just noticed that. Looks like one unit of riflemen got wiped out. I've only scored 55 points so far, mind you. I'm taking my time, pacing myself. I'm letting my ally pretty much do most of the fighting for me here at this point. I'm just trying to make sure I don't exhaust my forces, because this is a 50-minute battle, and I do have a lot of infantry. I do have a lot of tanks and support craft, but I don't want to waste them too early, because I am playing as Chinese. And here's my Fahua Bings. There you are, flamethrower infantry now engaging the Delta Force. Fahua Bings are about, I think, 15, maybe 20 points a unit. Delta Force is probably around 50, and you know, you could be the most highly trained operator in the world, but when you get hit in the face with a flamethrower, all your training pretty much goes out the window. But the Delta, though, cutting through my Fanghua Bings very quickly, but there we go, forcing the Delta guys to pull back. And we can't really see what is in this town until we get right up on them, and I'm assuming it's the same case for our enemies. They don't know what we have here as well. So just trying to keep the enemy back, just trying to make sure They understand that you're not going to get in through here. Longbow now engaging the transports to the Fa Bings. But yeah, my Bings, there's no way they're going to be able to hold back all that Delta force. They're just trying to stall them and keep them from advancing any further, because once the Delta would have got into our lines here, that would have been it. Between the Delta force and the riflemen coming down from the north, they just would have carved right through us. 940 to 685 right now. Our enemies are in the lead. Have a pretty good lead now. My ally looks like he's bringing in his own flamethrower troops as well. He might be a combined arms deck. He might be doing Chinese and North Koreans. I don't know. Got to do something about that Kiowa. It's a 5, maybe 10 point transport, so not a big loss if they're taken out. Plenty more where that came from. The infantry is sitting there doing their job. The Hanishi 85 here in a very good position with their RPGs, able to get shots on anything coming over that bridge from that reinforcement point over there in Fedor. Interesting development out here in the ocean now. We have a Lafayette cruiser, I think. I guess that's what this is. Hanging out here in the Gulf. Not sure what our enemy's planning on doing with that yet. I really don't have anything to engage that, and even if I did, I don't have the points really to call anything out. So for the meantime, I just got to keep my eyes out. My Lee Ren have to keep eyes out here on the ocean. We got a Kiowa now poking around, trying to find a back door. A lot of blue blobs over here. Looks like they're going for another push. We got bombs coming in. Looks like my teammate managed to get out of there in the nick of time. But the Gongbyongs really, they're pretty much surrounded. Riflemen on all sides. I'm just doing what I can at this point. At the same time over here, looks like I missed it. Some action over here. The enemy was bringing helicopters around this flank, and my Z9s engaged them, managed to take them out. So shutting the back door there on our enemy, making sure they understand they're not going to get in through that way either. Phil 63s arriving back on station, getting ready to barrage this wave of Americans coming through. Doing a very cheap tactic here, sending the transports for the infantry, just driving them straight forward into our lines, just to try and do some dumb recon, see where everything is. It's an effective tactic. It's a tactic I don't really like, but an effective one nevertheless. I believe we shot down a Nighthawk. Very good kill. I do not know how expensive that plane is, but it's a nice smoking ruin on the ground now. Here we go, napalm barrage now coming in again, suppressing all these tanks. Looks like a stabilization malfunction on the Avengers there. The Gongbyong still holding their own here in the Fa Bings, but all these riflemen backed up by Delta Force. I got some flanking shots now coming in. I have tanks. I didn't even see me call these out. Bringing out some nice Chinese tanks here to get some crossfire on these Americans pushing into the town. What in the world is all that? That was autocannon fire from something. Do not know what that was, but we got more. We got an Aardvark now coming out. They're going for my tanks. Stunning my tanks, but taking out the Aardvark in return. Very nice. We got F-16 Fighting Falcon coming in now. The bombs that thing drops are absolutely devastating. Moving my tanks out of there. But he wasn't going for the tanks. Going for my transports, of all things. And the anti-aircraft flak tanks that were there as well. Those things are only, I think, 50 points a tank, so not that big of a loss there. I got a Sea Cobra now coming in, engaging my tanks. They're reversing back into cover, trying to get out of here. Oh, one of them. Lost one of them there to that Cobra. A6 intruders now coming in. HQ-61's opening up on the A6s. Am I going to get him before he gets out of here? Looks like it. No, looks like he managed to get out. That's a damn shame. Luda has been destroyed. Oh, I called out a ship. That's right. I called out a ship in an attempt to try and engage Lafayette, and the ship was quickly destroyed. So, a nice waste of 150 points there. I've only managed to rack up 380 points so far in this battle. My ally doing all the work, 1295. Keeping us close to the enemy here. We are hot on their heels, 1,700 points to 1,675. The enemy now calling out an Oliver Hazard parry. That is not going good. They are clearly planning some type of big naval operation here in Anna. Those ships will be able to provide fire support from offshore, which spells really bad news for my forces here in the dockyards. I did not anticipate. As many times as I played this map, no one's really ever gone for much navy on this map. So to see two ships out here like this, it sort of really caught me off guard. And like I said, I don't really have anything in this deck that's capable of fighting anything on the naval side of this game. So interesting to see how I'm going to handle this. I got some Z9s here, just hanging out low, waiting for that Kiowa to get a little bit too close. My fills now back out again. Looks like they're about to be ready to fire here very shortly. I moved my Hanishi now in to support my teammate. He was asking for some support, and you know, like I just pointed out, I'm not earning very many points so far in this battle. So moving some Hanishi in to try and support him on the front lines and keep the pressure on the enemy. Me and DJ93 were having not so much an argument. We were having a little bit of a discussion here. I kept trying to tell him that. The enemy, you know, their infantry, their tanks, transports, pretty much everything across the board is more expensive than ours. So the ideal strategy here is to lure him in, get them up close, combat them with cheap but effective units like the Hanishi 85s, the Fa Hua Bing flamethrowers, and once they get in close, hit them with napalm, hit them with mortars. We have mortar tanks out here, or short-range artillery now from me, and he has some as well. It looks like some mortars here. Just trying to draw their expensive infantry in and overwhelm them, and let them exhaust themselves. Rifleman 90s, like I said, are not cheap. So that was really dumb. I don't know. I didn't quite catch it. Those were his helicopters or mine, but yeah, those are his. Bringing in helicopters way too close to the front lines, getting engaged by the Avengers there. Very poor idea there on my teammates' behalf. But mistakes are something that you have to deal with in this game, and unfortunately, trying to get anti-aircraft units up here to this forward position, but that Kiowa catching eyes and the Lafayette engaging. I opened up on him with my my fills to try and do something to the Lafayette, and looks like I barely even scratched the thing. So like I said, not sure what I'm going to be able to do about those ships out there. Clearly I can't drive anything up and down this MSR over here without those ships engaging. They have OH-58s out here as well with Stingers. So he's got the sea portion of the map locked down pretty well. Who is that, by the way? T. Finelli. Okay. And who's engaging us up here in the front? Blackfoot. So Blackfoot looks like he's doing most of the fighting. T. Finelli is, I guess, supporting. Got some Avengers now about. It looks like they're about to cross the bridge. My Hanishi 85 lying in wait. WZ-551s. These things are great. These are armored transports for my Hanishi 85 infantry, and they have autocannons up on top, which is capable of engaging infantry, light armor, tanks, helicopters. You name it, those autocannons can deal with it. and absolutely love those transports. They do some real good work. What the fuck is that? Aardvark's coming in now, dropping more bombs. Some ATGMs going out from these bond tank Fagats. Nishi 85's doing the work on these Rifleman 90s here, finishing them off hopefully. Got some more BTRs arriving on station with more infantry. Driving the enemy out of the town now. Now that most of this town's been cleared, moving over some more Hanishi from... the hell was that? Nighthawk. Damn. That Nighthawk is doing work, man, let me tell you. It's a really expensive plane to call out, though. I've managed to creep up to 535 points with me launching... Oh, something died over here. Me joining into the fight here. I've managed to creep up to 535 points. We're slowly sliding back now, 2460 to 2280. No more eyes over here on this flank, though. It looks like this flank's gone dead. I'm keeping a PGZ-88 and some transports over here as dumb recon in case anything decides to show itself. F-18 Hornet, what are you doing, man? That was a very dumb move. Very dumb move. Jeez. Looks like my teammate picked up the A-10 Thunderbolt now too, coming out. The A-10, I believe, is a 150 point plane. Calling out Delta Force, not cheap either. It's 4 units of them. I think they're 50 points each. They are very, very effective in urban environments and woods, but still, these are very expensive units. And as I keep trying to tell my teammate, just draw them in. Just draw them in. We'll burn them out with napalm and mortars. But my teammate insisting on keeping the pressure up, keep pushing back, and as you can see, T. Finelli and Blackfoot each with over 1,000 points and kills, and most of that is from my teammate there. And more helicopters now coming in. Very risky bringing them so close to the front like that. They have anti-aircraft units somewhere. Humvees now crossing the bridge, about to get a nice surprise. RPGs now coming in from my Hanishi 85 in that building there, ambushing the infantry. The Ren recon units as well, they have RPGs and Type 81 light machine guns. Very nice. Very nice crossfire work there. It's good to see a strategy that I come up with actually be implemented, and implemented successfully. It doesn't happen too often in this game, unfortunately. I'm pretty much a scrub, I really do. I am not exactly the best wargame player out there. But it looks like these getting sick of me doing crossfiring on them here now. Sending in, what are these, Rifleman 90s? Yeah, my Hanishi's gonna have their work cut out for them. But they are advancing across the open, so there is that as well. Oh, they've managed to get in the cover. A napalm barrage coming down as well to try and damage anything coming across that bridge, and anything coming across this bridge here as well. Unfortunately, there's a lot of Delta Force and Riflemen now, moving in some Fahua Bings and more Hanishi, trying to back up my teammate here and cause as much damage as I can. WZ-551 retreating, trying to get out of here. He's got his gun pointed in the wrong damn direction. I'm not sure what the hell he's doing. Finally turning the gun around. Not sure what in the world he's doing. Aardvark now coming in again, getting shot down. F-117 Nighthawk coming in. Scoring a big hit there on something. Just a bunch of helicopters sitting there. I got some transports sitting here as well, so I'm not one to talk. Delta Force managing to push us back from the ground that we just captured. My teammate hitting him with his own elite infantry, Lijian, and what's left of my Hanishi just clinging on for dear life. Really got to do something about these naval units over here. The Oliver Hazard Perry and the Lafayette sitting just offshore. I'm afraid to really move anything on that flank because those ships are going to light them up. And now it's just pretty much just a meat grinder, just driving infantry straight into the city to try and beat back this American advance. And there we go. The Oliver Hazard looks like he's engaging that PGZ-88 as it was moving across there. 23 minutes left on the clock, 35-10 to 30-75. Got a 500-point gap we got to make up. Targeting all those heavy hogs. He's got a bunch of helicopters, it looks like, coming in now. Gunships. I do have these shoulder-fired surface-to-air missiles, but that unit's out of ammo. This unit might be too far back to really do anything. Got my Hanishi 85s coming in now, and their autocannon transports trying to recapture that position over there on the other side of the dockyard. It's key to me that I hold this warehouse and shut down anything coming across that bridge. This is an absolutely brutal fight, by the way. I just want to point that out. As much the whole fight pretty much centers along this this area right in here, and it's just a brutal fight. Some tanks now, M8s. Bringing up cargo trucks now, finally, trying to resupply these shoulder-fired rockets or missiles over there. Got to be careful though that these ships don't catch eyes on them. We got something was poking. Oh, yep, I saw them. There they are, Progs. They got elite infantry now heading around. They're going to try to cut off the reinforcement point here. Got to keep an eye on that. I have a HQ-61 over here, and I'm bringing in some QW-1s, shoulder-fired infrared missiles. But will it be enough? That's the question. Fills are coming back out. It's just a pickup truck with a bunch of rockets on it. That's all it is, and very valuable unit. Really does a whole lot of work throughout this whole battle. Those heavy hogs, though, with those grenade launchers, causing a lot of damage. Got some artillery coming in now, stunning the hogs, knocking a few of them out of the sky. My shoulder-fired missiles getting rearmed, taking out a couple of these choppers, and now our enemy knows there's something in there, so they're pulling back, getting off a couple rocket barrages in the process. Slowly closing the gap throughout that exchange right there, bringing us up to 3790. I've finally crossed the 1,000-point threshold. 1,075 points on the board for me. Some Avengers now. Where are you guys going? You guys are driving straight into my my Hanishi here. I think those are 50 points each. We're about to find out because they're going to quickly explode here in a minute. Or maybe not. 45. Okay, yeah, 45 points each. And again, Fang Hua Bings, Bo Shangsos going up against Rifleman 90s. Yet again, those flame units are really going to be critical here in holding back that elite American infantry. Still nothing coming out of this this right flank. I guess after that initial exchange, the enemy decided discretion was a better part of valor, and decided not to try and push that flank again. 19 minutes on the clock now. The enemy still insisting on crossing that bridge and gaining a foothold here. Got a big old bomb coming in. DJ93, though, I got to give that guy credit. 2,890 points on the board for him. He is doing work, man. He's pretty much carried this fight for me, with me acting as a support role. Over here, everything's still quiet. The enemy hasn't made their move yet, but I expect at any moment now. What in the world? I do not know. I did not even know that that thing spawned out there throughout the course of that battle. Well, that's this is gonna be interesting to see how this turns up. I didn't even know this guy spawned out here. Oh shit. Well, so that's what happened to that recon. I expected the recon, I think I was going to deploy him up here in that warehouse, and he never showed up. Now I know why. My attention was diverted somewhere else, probably up here to the main front, bringing up more of these PGZ-88s in preparation for the enemy to launch another helicopter barrage. Looks like my fills launched some napalm, trying to discourage the enemy from advancing. I brought out some Legion of my own, elite Chinese infantry, RPGs, Type 81 machine guns. Nice kills there on those helicopters, 80 points each. God only knows what was in those. Oh dear, Oliver Hazard getting in close. I didn't see that happening. Must have been focused somewhere else. These Hanishi getting obliterated. Z5s now coming in. Those have Legion in there. The Oliver Hazard Perry launching the surface-to-air missiles at him. That hurt. One of them going down. I got to get that other one landed. Nice evasive flying there. What the hell? That was pretty sweet. Aww. Joining the rest of the helicopters in death. Jesus. Wild Weasel coming in now. Taking some hits, but he's managed to get himself out of there. Brought in some Hanishi 85 to try and support this flank, get some crossfire up across this clearing here with their RPGs in case the enemy decides to use any of these other bridges, which would probably be a smart idea considering this meat grinder tactic is not really going according to plan, because we've managed to sneak our way into the lead now, 4,830 points to 4,790. I'm very quickly approaching 2,000 points here with 1855 on the board for me. I don't even know where I'm scoring all these points from. I guess it's with all this crossfire up here. Not quite able to recapture that warehouse up there. The enemy putting a lot of pressure on me there. I really got to do something about that Oliver Hazard Perry. Yeah, marking where I think the enemy command is. At this point in the battle, we're trying to figure out where in the hell the enemy command is, because we've pretty much occupied almost all the buildings along the city at some point in time, and the enemy command is not here. So he's got to be in one of these buildings across the river. He's got to be. Delta has arrived. Oh dear. They managed to sneak their way in through the woods. T. Finelli acting in a supporting role, taking out my command. That's not good. Anna wasn't really a very strategic. Oh, HQ-61's doing work, taking out those progs. Very nice. That was just the transports for the Delta Force, though. So the Delta Force moved in, took out the command, brought in the Prague transport helicopters to back up the Delta, but that HQ-61 in the right place at the right time, taking out those transports. I think it was an 80-point gain there for me. So for now, the next objective now is going to be to have to hold this. The enemy is going to, of course, capture that dockyard here, and the only two ways to approach us is going to be through those woods over to our reinforcement point over there, or along the main road here through the dockyard up through this industrial complex and into this town, and then on into Boris. So as you can see, I'm bringing out infantry very fast. Z5 helicopters with Hanishi, moving them in very quickly. I want to make sure. No, that's the Legion, elite infantry. They're going to be creeping through the woods, looking for anything they can find. Because I highly suspect that those Delta is going to be creeping through the jungle, and I mean, it's what I would do: creep them through the jungle and have them ambush our reinforcement point back here. My fob now empty. This is when the battle really starts to slow down. This is going to be the last barrage I'm going to be able to get off with my rocket artillery, because I now don't have a way to resupply them. Legion hanging on for dear life, and more Rifleman 90s now crossing the river, engaging us in this town. 2,030 points on the board for me. DJ 93 doing work, 3075. Hats off to you, man. What the hell is that? Something, missile going up there at something. ATGMs now coming in from Kiowas. Those WZ551s, man, those things, probably one of, if not my favorite transport in the game. Doing work. A lot of stuff without ammo, though. HQ-61s need to be resupplied. My recon unit up here out of ammo for the RPGs. There's only one guy left. These Bond tank Fagats up here need some resupply. Need to get these supply trucks up to the front as quickly as I can here. F-16 block coming in, catching fire. Took some hits, but he managed to get out of there safely. Now my infantry arriving, Hanishi arriving in this industrial complex. Transports hanging out in the back in case anything breaks through. I'm expecting at any moment now something's going to be encountered in this jungle, or we're going to catch eyes on something moving up that main road right there. That stupid Oliver Hazard Perry still sitting in the harbor there, nothing I can do about it. Z9's engaging with ATGMs, but the Perry with that massive flare screen able to save himself from the worst of the damage. Taking a hit there, but still, that flare screen saving his butt. It looks like he took 2 hits. Yeah, he took some damage there. Lots of flares coming out. My God. Got Kiowa Sea Cobra's rocket barrage is coming down now. They are absolutely desperate to push us out of this town, but they're pretty much just throwing their units away. As I stated earlier, our units are cheaper than theirs, so they're going to keep throwing guys at us. We're just going to keep beating them back. Bringing up some more Lee Ren recon infantry, trying to keep eyes out across this clearing here so I can see what I can see. Recon is a very hard thing to get the work for you in this game, because you've got more planes up there. Finally, my last rocket barrage coming in now. This is beautiful. Look at that. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what your definition of beautiful is, but still, that's a pretty sight to me. Anyways, moving on. Oliver Hazard taking mortar fire now, doing some good damage to him. He's finally getting sick of it and getting out of there. He's on fire, managing to push that Oliver. Oh, took another direct hit. Legion moving through the woods, catching eyes on Humvees now, moving up the main road. They're going to be heading straight into my Hanishi here. This is going to be glorious. Here they come. That's just spectacular. gunning these guys down. Rifleman 90s, yeah. My Hanishi pretty much taking no casualties in return. Even brought up the transports to engage as well. Nice work, stopping the enemy dead in their tracks. It looks like they brought in a command. I positioned my Legion over here, and this is horseshit. Legion gunning down those helicopters as soon as they spawn. Great work. But that heavy hog with the grenade launcher is stunning the Legion. Sheridan's now arriving and just obliterating my special forces. Yeah, just gunning them down. M2 Browning machine guns and that M181 cannon. Just gunning those guys down. Legion had no chance against those Sheridans. But still, the Sheridans have the contest with all these RPGs now, which are being reinforced with cargo trucks. They're not going to be running out of ammo anytime soon. In case the enemy decides to push up with helicopter support or bomber support, I have my HQ-61 sitting right there waiting for him. Back up here on the front, the enemy managed to gain a little bit of a foothold again, it looks like. We don't really have much in the way of a defense here. Moving some Hanishi 85s over here to the flank too. Trying to get another crossfire going in these buildings over here. J7 coming in. I'm not sure what that plane dropped. Oh, dropping bombs back there. Okay. More Humvee transports getting popped. My own transports just driving out through the open here. Not sure what the hell I was doing here with these guys. At this point, I was making it known to my teammate that I have to hang back. I have all these units here in the back, empty helicopters, empty cargo trucks, rocket trucks with no ammo, air-to-ground ATGM helicopters with no ammo. I have all these units just sitting around in the backfield, and that's just easy points for the enemy. So I have to make sure I shift my focus over to this flank and leave the frontline combat to my teammate here, because the enemy looks like they're trying to push in again up that main road. Got to make sure I hold this flank at all costs. I've managed to let the enemy capture Anna, but can't let them keep Anna. They also have some AH-64 Apaches sitting out over here. These are very expensive. 150 points, 135 points, I think, each. Gunning for my cargo trucks there, which is great. Taking out my HQ-61, but in the last minute, my Z9A coming in with his infrared freaking air-to-air rockets, taking out both Apaches. Very, very good point gain there. I think it was a 300-point gain, putting us in the lead. 6,945 points to 6,250. I'm closing the gap, catching up to DJ93 now. We both have over 3,000 points in kills. And this is what I was talking about in the early goings of this match. You really have to pace yourself in these big 50-minute battles. You can't just throw everything into the fire right off the bat. You have to be patient. You have to play defensive. You have to let the enemy come to you. And once the battle drags on and the enemy starts to get impatient and starts to throw their really expensive Rifleman 90 units at you over and over and over and over again, oh, it was only 15 points each. Okay, well, I thought they were more expensive than that, but nevertheless, they might be 35 points with the transport included. But dumb mistakes here. My enemy's getting very aggressive. They're getting very eager to try and get kills, to try and close the distance, and you just have to let them come to you. Willing to expend my transports here. That's fine. I'm trying to draw those Sea Cobras in. So I do have some more QW1s coming up here in the backfield. Under 5 minutes now, and we have a commanding lead, 7,300 or 7,135 to 6,295. All we gotta do at this point is just sit back and keep mowing them down as they come in. Really got to get those HQ-7s and those HQ-61s rearmed. That's the thing about these. They only hold 2 missiles and 4 missiles each. So you're really... Oh, something went down. That was another Nighthawk. Excellent. Excellent kill there. Taking out that second Nighthawk. That thing's been doing damage this whole game. Oh, and was that it? Yeah, it was it. There went the Oliver Hazard. 4,000 points for DJ93. That guy put in some serious work in this game. Hats off to you yet again, man. F-15D Eagle coming in. I have no idea what in the hell he was thinking. 160 point gain for me. And this is what I was just talking about. They're getting desperate. They're trying to close that gap. They're trying to get kills any way they can, and they're losing very expensive units in the process. Q51 now coming out. What's he doing over here? Ooh, lost that plane, but dropping bombs. Taking out those Avengers. Nice kill there, man. I'm just hanging back. I'm just letting them come to me. 2-minute warning on the clock. 7,700 points even. Looks like the enemy is finally figured out that they're just going to sit still and let the rest of this battle play out. These Sheridans parked here. Really cool tank. Something happened in the backfield here. Whoa, I didn't catch... Bombs getting dropped on these helicopters. I just moved those fills out of there too, so clearly I didn't notice that. There must have been something in the woods here, or maybe the Kiowa got eyes on something. I don't know. Bringing in an Mi-6 cargo helicopter now, though. I'm trying to do something to rearm my my rocket. Oh, no, sorry, these are my artillery. Trying to rearm them because I was thinking about bombarding this region down here because I had a pretty good idea where the command was, but with just under 2 minutes on the clock yet, or just under 2 minutes on the clock, there's going to be no way I pull that off in time. Recapturing that position up there of my Hanishi, but those Rifleman 90s had something to say about it. And here we go, F-16 Fighting Falcon coming in now. Looks like he took some hits, but I managed to get out of there okay. Dropping bombs on my tanks I have parked out here in the open. These guys here, I think they were 45 points each, and they're there purely just to try and draw out bombers. That's the only reason they're there. Damn, J7 of mine getting shot down. 30 seconds on the clock, and that is going to be just about it. Hats off to my teammate DJ93. You played a very good game here, my friend, and wouldn't have been for you, we wouldn't have secured this victory. Also, a salute goes out to Blackfoot and T. Finelli. You guys played a very, very good game. You did not make it easy for us. We never did manage to capture Elena, as DJ wanted to do. Or we never did manage to capture Dimitri either, but you definitely did not make the game easy for us. So a minor victory, but a victory nonetheless. I'm very pleased with this match because victories are very few and far between for me in a Wargame air-land battle. Final score, what do we got here? 8,205 to 6,945. Very good game. Very good game played. So let's look for our MVP. Z9As did a pretty good job taking out a lot of helicopters there. PLZ-70s took out a bunch of Humvees. Did the Phils actually kill anything? Let's look up them guys here for a minute and see if the Phils actually did anything. Pretty sure they got a few kills throughout the course of this battle. Hanishi doing some work. I don't think they did. I don't think the Phils killed a single frickin' thing. Yeah, doesn't look like the Phils killed a single damn thing. All that napalm rocket barrage is going out, and they didn't kill a single damn thing. So probably hats off, and MVP award is going to have to go to just my basic infantry, my Hanishi. They killed everything from riflemen all the way up to Sheridans to helicopters. My infantry, basic Chinese infantry, and then the Hanishi 85s did a really good job in this battle, plugging the gaps, holding the lines, securing the flanks, and overall securing victory. Well, alright, we went a little bit long, but that's how it goes with Wargame. This isn't a game that you can just sit down and play for 5 minutes. Really fun, highly addictive, but very challenging. So, like the video down below if you liked it. Comment if you have a comment or a question for me. And hopefully I'll be able to crank out some more of these. It's been a while since I've played Wargame, and really starting to get back into the swing of it. So, thank you guys for watching the video, and as always, I will see you when I see you. Take care.